What's up guys, it's EB Tech here, and today we're taking a look at dual monitors. Do you need them? Should you want them? And I'm giving you 5 reasons why I personally absolutely love dual monitors. Coming up. Now before we begin, I just want to say thank you for those who have been subscribed and have stuck with me. I'm sorry you have to look at this, but I can't really change it. But for those of you who are new, welcome. I mostly do tech. I'm trying to shift more towards computer related things. I think those seem to be doing a little bit better on the channel, so I'm going to try to stick more towards that end. But we'll see how that goes. Maybe. I'll still do the occasional vlog, which is probably a bad idea, but oh well, it's what it is. If you hate it that much, there's a dislike button. You can hit that, and I know you know that's it. I'm sure. Maybe. Now getting to the talk of dual monitors, let me just preface this. I'm a very unorganized person. I am very, very, very unorganized. But this leads me to tip number 1. With dual monitors, everything can have its own space. Now when I am at college, the main reason I use dual monitors is so this way I can have articles over on one and I can have my paper on the other, and I can go back and forth without having to switch browsers or have them both be in a very, very, very tiny window. And also if you have a big enough monitor with windows, you can end up splitting those two and then have Chrome, extra paper, and then have paper and whatever else you need on the other monitor. So everything can still have its own place, but you have 4 programs open at once, which I think is pretty great. But that's just my personal opinion, so yeah. Reason number 2 kind of extends off of number 1. I am a student, so making study guides is something that I have to end up doing a lot. So I can have the paper on one monitor, and then I can have multiple documents / PowerPoints open on the other monitor. This allows me to go through each individual one, look at both of them, and then go back over to the study guide without having to click out and remove a tab or a document, and I can have them all there, and I can go throw them all on one document with them all being right there. And if you're good enough at typing, you can actually just look at it, type, and it works. That's only if you know how to type though. Only if you know how to type. If you don't know how to type, learn. Now reason number 3 is only because I am a bit of a control freak. Well, since I have a custom built PC, I do enjoy to game on it. Now when I'm dialing in my settings for a game, I like to know how much I'm utilizing of my system and how much more I can push, what I can pull up, and what I have to pull down. Now, the reason I like dual monitors for this instead of a surround setup, the main reason I don't use 3 monitors is because I don't have the horsepower to run 3 monitors through one game. I only got a 1060 and I don't have the money to get dual 280 Ti's. However, if somebody wants to send me some, please. But the other reason is for the fact that I can have my game on one and I can actually have a system resource monitor on the other, which I personally use NZXT Cam to monitor my system, so it'll give you the speed your processor is running at, the speed that your GPU is running at, plus it'll give you your fan RPM and your temperatures and utilization. So it's actually pretty sweet if you really look at it. But personally, that's something that I just really enjoy. But like I said, I'm a control freak, and this is something that helps me, it gives me peace of mind to know how much I'm using of what without having to throw it all on the game screen, and I can have it all on a separate screen. Now moving on to reason number 4 is the fact that I absolutely just love to multitask when I can. So if I am watching a video on, say, how something worked in history, I can pull that video up on YouTube, have it on its own separate thing, but I can still have a PowerPoint and whatever document thing I'm working on. You can multitask, you can have documents on one screen, then you can have Spotify and whatever else you got going on the other screen. It's honestly really great for getting multiple things done at once, or if you just have to take multiple things and combine them all into one, It's really just a personal preference thing that I like to do, but which plus it doesn't help that we only have 24 hours in the day and I really like to sleep at least 8 of them. So when I can multitask and get multiple things done at once, I'd much rather do that than I would have to wait. So that's just a personal preference. Now before we move on to reason number 5, there is one con that I have to having dual monitors. They take up space. Especially if you have a very small desk, you don't always really have a whole lot of room left for your mouse, keyboard, and whatever else you want, especially if you have some gigantic mouse mat and you don't like anything else to be touching it. Dual monitors do take up space. That is why, to solve this issue, I have actually mounted mine on an arm. Now unfortunately the arm I bought is cheaper, and for some reason my monitors are off level, which drives me a little bit nuts, but it is what it is. So yeah, just saying. But that's just something that I have an issue with. Now moving on to reason number 5, and my personal favorite reason is for video production. When you are video editing, if you have a program that can have multiple things open at once, like Adobe Premiere, which is what I use, especially for bigger projects that you have to have multiple things, you have multiple timelines you're pulling from and different bins and effects, and you have all this going at once. If you want to maximize your video editing experience and how much you can get done with it, personally, a multiple monitor setup is the way to go. If you will ever go look at Taryn from Linus Tech Tips, that sucker has always had 3 monitors, or at least 2 at a bare minimum, just because he likes to have his scopes on one, he likes to have his bins on the other one, and then he likes to have the main timeline with the main viewer on the main screen, which I believe they use these giant, real, actual 4K monitors that I don't have the money to even buy one, let alone 2 of them. But in all fairness, they are half geniuses that I am not. But if you look at any major video editor, they always have multiple monitor setups because it honestly just makes things so much easier. And everyone has their own way to organize things. It's like some will have a timeline on one monitor and just the main viewfinder on a completely separate screen. But everyone has their own video editing setup, they have everything they prefer, and that's just mine. So there you have it. 5 reasons why you would want a dual monitor setup, and honestly, it's up to every individual person whether that would even work, or some people may want to go with the ultra wide. You can get a 34-inch, or you can even get up to 38 or so inches. And I know Samsung made some other ones that I don't even have, but it is an option. But I prefer to have dual monitors because, like I said, everything can have its own spot on the monitor without having to look at everything running into each other. Because honestly, I don't know why, I start looking at everything running together and I just get anxiety and then I quit. So I really prefer things that make me not quit. But, you know. But guys, that is my top 5 reasons. If you come up with any other reasons that you prefer, let me know down in the comments below and share them with everyone else. But I would really just like to hear your thoughts on this matter and see what you think about it. Yeah, just let me know, and if you like this video, give it a like. If you disliked it, you know where that button's at. And if you want to see more videos like this, and for some reason you want us to keep looking at this, then yeah, subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next video.